walking side by side with death, the devil mocks their every step. The snow drives back, the foot that's slow, the dogs of doom are howling more. They ask no quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the show, and I am talking to you like I have a stick up my butt and have taken too much cocaine. And today, I'm joking, I haven't done any cocaine and there's no stick up my butt. How are you guys doing? That was just the voice I was doing earlier because I thought it would be fun to say ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. And it is fun, especially when it's fun to say it like that. How are you guys doing this evening, all you ladies and all you gentlemen? I hope you guys have beautiful times ahead of you and behind you, and have had times of beautifulness in between times that we've last heard. And if this is not your first time listening, I hope you have a beautiful time as well. I'm just gonna keep saying beautiful or powerful. Hope you have a powerful time. Everything's gonna be powerful from now on too. So, how you like that? My Fishtanks just turned off. I'm sitting here trying to upload a video, and my timer is just turned off. So my fish just went to sleep. Now I don't get to look at them no more. Gotta put them on timers, because if they're not on timers, I forget to turn them off, and then they stay up all night, and they get cranky, and they're not healthy. It's the thing, you gotta get that right amount of sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, you get cranky too. Everyone likes sleep. There's not anybody who doesn't like sleep. And if you talk to some of the really notable people in history, they're like, what made you that way? And they're like, I gave up sleep. I don't know, certain people in history are like that, where they'll say, why, no rest for the wicked, kind of shit like that, like they would never sleep. I'm trying to think of an example, but I'm drawing a blank right now. I think Edison didn't really sleep a lot. Thomas Edison. I know Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley didn't sleep at all. He was he dedicated himself. He was able to fast and focus unbelievably. And I was just listening to this podcast the other day, and he was talking about if you were able to focus your mind more than you think possible, you can do anything you want. So if you focus your energy and mind thinking about something so much that you think that you can't do it anymore, or think that it's not possible for you to focus upon that thing any longer, then it'll happen. Or then you can do anything you want as long as you do it more than you think you can. Which is easier said than done, because I'm repeating it. But the idea, that really struck home to me. It's just if you meditate on something that you want more than you think possible, it will manifest. And I love that kind of spirituality thinking about life, because that seems to be the direction I'm heading in my personal spiritual growth. It's very much a universal kind of truth, where you can say the meditation is like prayer, or Catholics pray for good things to come into their lives, and those good things do come into those lives because God brings it in. This one's just a different twist, a different flavor, with an Eastern flavor and a kind of an occult flavor and such. But the same person who said that also said that there's no shortcut to it. You have to read all the books. You have to be very well educated. You have to attempt all the tricks, all the different ways of going about educating yourself. Essentially, there's only way to find out how to swim is to jump in the river. So that's essentially what he was saying, is the only way you know how to do it is the only way you can figure out how to do it is if you do it yourself. Can't just read it in books. Can't just read it off of Wikipedia. He said that. He said you can't just read it off of Wikipedia. You need a real education in libraries where there's books. So And I totally understand that, because there are things that are, the internet's like, it's very superficial. The internet, it's very skin deep. But you can go deeper than skin deep, and there's a whole lot in there. The guts and the brains of everything. I really like that, and I really want to start reading more books. I'm reading a book right now. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway. It's about a World War I soldier on the front lines fighting the Germans. He is an American in the Italian army. It's about this soldier, how he falls in love. It's a love story, I think. And it's very, very well written. The first chapter, I was like, holy cow. It was just like two or three pages long, I want to say, something like that. But it was like, you knew who this guy was, you knew his history, you knew where he was, you knew where he came from. And I'm like, how the hell did you do that in like 3 pages? He described the like road and the town and the building he was in, and like 3 pages, like so eloquently. Like, it would take me fucking 30 pages to try to just pull that off. And Ernest Hemingway did it very well, so he's not a very bad writer at all. I would say he's a very well-written motherfucker. So I want to be a very well-read motherfucker. So I'm reading the well-written ones. Before that, I was reading kind of, I would say a little childish, but H.P. Lovecraft. I want to say a collection of his stories. He's a horror book author who was the biggest influence one of Stephen King's biggest influences. The guy who wrote The Shining and the guy who wrote all those horror movies, essentially, Stephen King. So I'm reading the guy who influenced Stephen King. I've read Stephen King before. I've read The Shining. The Shining was a really cool book. And there's some really eerie, evil things that happened in the book that didn't happen in the movie, like the bees and like the fire extinguisher hose, or the fire hose, not in the book. But that scary ass mansion's in the book. I like scary books. I like scary movies. I love to be scared. I haven't really been doing it recently. I actually haven't said that recently. I used to say that all the time. I love to be scared. I love to be scared. I haven't said that recently. But like haunted houses and haunted mazes and haunted trails, anything haunted, I'm all for. I love some of my haunted favorite shows are all about haunted houses and haunted places all around the world. That I like to look at and read about and study up on. Just because the mystery, I like the mystery of it. And I've delved into some of the mysteries, and I think that's why I haven't said I like being scared, is because I delved into it, and I'm like, oh, huh, that's the truth. Like, if you've read the news, I talked about it a little bit in the podcast before, but Stephen Hawking, not Stephen King, Stephen Hawking, the guy who came, the Einstein of our day is how I've been describing him. He's the guy who came up with, dark matter theories and the entanglement theory and shit like that. He's a super smart guy looking for aliens. And I totally believe that he's going to find them. They just found an Earth 2.0 this week in the news. They're talking about another Earth. It's like 1,400 miles away. Light years, 1,400 light years away. And I was explaining to my buddy of mine that light year is if you travel at the speed of light for 1 year. That's how far a light year is. So we would have to go 1,400 years at the speed of light to get to this planet. So we could do it. No, we definitely couldn't do it right now. We have to figure a way how to outdo fucking space and time. We gotta figure it out. I don't know how we're gonna do it. But I think my time's running up. This was another good podcast. I did it while I was uploading another podcast, so hopefully I'll have a bunch of them up and ready for you to take a gander at. I will probably add one more section onto this, so stay tuned. Oh, I'll talk a little bit about Joe Rogan was in town yesterday. He was in Chicago. I went to the Chicago theater. I didn't go. I didn't have any money to go see Joe Rogan, but he was in town tweeting all about Chicago and the Chicago theater, and it was really cool because I'm a big fan of his, and he's a big influence of mine. He was in my town and is in my part of the country, so I wanted to talk about that, mention that. I love Joe Rogan. He's a big influence. I think Brian Callen, the stand-up comedian, opened for him. So he posted some shit on Instagram, posted some shit on Facebook, posted some shit on Twitter, and I was following in it. And then I was just watching TV today, and there was a UFC Fox Fight Night on TV today, and he was commentating it, and it was actually at the United Center in Chicago. So he did both in Chicago, which was really cool, because he's smart and fly like that. So I watched one of the fights. I didn't watch the main card. I forgot. I went downstairs and forgot about it. But he's a big influence of mine. I love his commentary. And I liked the fight. The UFC fight was pretty good. It definitely wasn't a weak fight. They redesigned the ring in the UFC too, so it's a cooler ring. And I think that'll be the last little tidbit I had for you guys, is to watch the UFC, listen to Joe Rogan. Thanks for listening to my podcast. Do whatever you want. I hope you guys have beautiful, beautiful rides home or evenings or whatever you're doing when you're listening to this. And I hope all your endeavors succeed and you have good, positive vibes all throughout your day, and you have nothing but good, positive thoughts. And you have somebody say your name in a pleasant voice, because I heard that the other day. That's like one of the most pleasant things you can hear, is whenever someone says your name in a pleasant voice. So thank you for listening, whatever your name is. Alright, thank you. No Quarter Podcast. Talk to y'all later. Peace out. Oh, one more thing before I go. I wanted to do another quick couple tidbits to tack on to the end of this, that the things that I've been doing on this podcast are all meant to be positive, and I don't want anybody to meet them with a negative light. Please don't take anything I say too seriously. I'm not taking myself very seriously when I'm doing this. I'm doing this all for fun. I'm doing this all to help me get through some hard times. I know I'm going to enjoy having these when I look back at them. So I'm going to do 3 thankfuls right now. I'm thankful very much to my family, everything my family's done for me, everyone in my family that's helped me, who has shaped me and helped me who I am today. I want to thank the fucking times I live in. Google and Twitter essentially are the 2 other thankfuls I want to do, because Google helps me expand my mind, everything I need to know instantly, and Twitter keeps me updated on things that are going on in the world that seem to be important, and only the things that I want to know, and that only are important to me. I don't follow my family on Google or Twitter, but I do love my family and follow them other ways through family events and whatnot. But I love my family, and they are a great influence on me. And one more thing, I want to do 3 feelings. I feel dirty. I've been working on my bike, covered in grease. It was sweaty and hot outside. Right now I feel cold though, because it was sweaty and hot outside, and right now I'm in my basement and it is freezing because we got the air on. With the air on and in a basement, cement floors, it's cold. And on my 3rd feeling, I feel optimistic because I hope everything is going good, and I know it'll be great. So thanks for listening. See you later. This is a podcast of hope. Close the door, put out the light. You know they won't be home tonight. You chose the path no one goes. We hold no quarter.